Reklaim Ltd trades under the ticker in Canada MYID, MYID, which I thought was brilliant when you see what they do. Recently, there have been a couple videos out on them, including one about 2 weeks ago from Small Cap Discoveries. And then they made my runner-up for number 5 spot on my best Canadian stocks video last week. Both of these videos were made in a nice little dip in their share price here at 5.5 cents and 6 cents. Since that time, they've gone up to 9 cents, but it's still not at their all-time highs. They were up higher in August, right? So the question is now, am I bullish or bearish on Reklaim Ltd? Today, I'm going to be looking at the company, the stock, the financials, and then my opinion. Does this company, does this stock make my watch list? You are watching Common Sense Investing. My name is Cameron. Let's get started. I'm not going to cover everything that this company does because, again, link down below in the pinned comment. There's an hour-long video where you could watch the CEO go through the slides of everything that this company is doing now, wants to do in the future. But the basics you need to understand, and that Reklaim is looking to democratize data for consumers and brands. Basically, there's 8 billion consumers today on the planet, all of which have a data profile that is being collected and sold online without our knowledge, right? On average, when amalgamated, the value of each person's data per year is about $10,000. Currently, the consumer receives zero, right? There is no portal from which consumers can view, edit, and option their data. So collecting our data, selling it out, email lists, cookies, everything else, right? They're making money from us so they could sell things to us and we're getting nothing from that. What is changing, because this has been happening for a long time, is growing privacy momentum acts regulation, especially in the United States. There's 12 new states with new privacy legislation, making it harder to collect your data. They need your permission, right? Do you accept cookies? Do you want the app to track your data? Now everywhere it's no, you could say no. So this is a big change that's slowly coming. And I know that we all see it, right? We notice it. We go online and all of a sudden everywhere we have to hit okay, or deny. But I don't think people have seen this as an opportunity to invest in a microcap company before. Well, this is Reklaim. Take back your data. It's yours. We empower you to take back control of your identity. We let you control your personal information and earn money from it through Reklaim. You can access your data, see how many companies are buying and selling your data, and how much your data is sold for annually. It's yours. So even if you don't invest in Reklaim, and this is just an introductory video for me, I am still completing research on this company. I am going to go to this website and take a look. Is this something I want to sign up for, right? This is very interesting. I need to learn more about it. So that's the company, but what about the share price and the earnings? So we could see this giant spike here back in August. Reklaim was trading for what, a penny, 2 pennies? All of a sudden it went up to 10, 11, 12 cents. Massive gains. Since then, it's kind of been trickling down, a little bit of a roller coaster. That's why I thought it was important to make this video, right? Is there opportunity here? What happened in August to drive the share price up? They have a bunch of earnings slides to look at here, but this is the main one, right? All of a sudden in Q2 of 2023, this company became profitable. Everybody in 2023 is looking for that profitable growing microcap stock, right? That's one of the most searched terms in the microcap space. And you could see the improving net income here from Reklaim. Gradually improving, still losing money until Q2 of 2023. They became profitable. They got noticed. Share price went up. After becoming profitable in Q2, Q3 was even better. Some of the numbers from Q3, $924,000 in revenue, up 52% year over year. Operating expenses are down a bit. The main thing though, gross margin up to 80%, up from 17% last year when they were building this company, right? So 52% year over year revenue growth, profitable, 80% gross margins. That's a lot to like. Also not a company that overmarkets itself or pumps itself up, right? Not a lot of news announcements, like one every month, basically. This one from 3 months ago, further debt reduction. 2 months ago, again, talking about slashing their debt. All of a sudden they have earnings, people get excited. Profitability soars by 100%. So this is a company that is focused on financial fundamentals and not just a pump and dump. I like that. Year-to-date, 9-month revenue is up 64% over last year. However, there is some concern. Q3 revenue was down 11%. The company says that's seasonal, says that's normal and not to worry. They want you to focus on the annual revenue and not that quarter over quarter. You could see here how they cut their expenses, Q4 down to Q1, down massively, and this is what improved the margins from 17% to 80%. The company says that is sustainable. They do have some debt. They're down to about $1 million of debt. They are paying down this debt through share dilution, right? And the CEO, I believe, is buying some of that dilution as well. We have to go research that, right? Something to be aware of, though, that could be a lot of dilution when you're talking about a 6, 7, 8, 9 cent stock. It's only $1 million, but good information. More good information is $11 million market cap, so it won't take much to move this stock up. It only has a float of about 80 million shares. Total shares outstanding are about 110 million. A little bit more than we would like to see, but still not bad, right? 27% held by insiders. The real thing here for me, price to sales of 2.96. So we've seen a lot cheaper this year. We've seen a lot higher. But if we're talking, 52, 64% year over year revenue growth with 80% consistent gross margins, this seems like it's attractively valued, right? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And I always say, let the company try to convince you to become a shareholder. I found this the most convincing from their MD&A, their most recent MD&A, where Reklaim says the reason to invest in them, basically a huge growing industry as the data industry is undergoing a destructive shift driven by big technology reducing access to core data. They're talking about 12 states that have changed privacy laws and more incoming. 90% of the US population can find their data inside of Reklaim, and they have 15 global platforms, which is the foundation for their growing recurring sales. So recurring revenue, 80% margins. That's the bull case for Reklaim right now. My notes from the CEO's interview on small cap discoveries: more reasons to invest, 80% gross margins, 90% recurring revenue. He says, the CEO says specifically, if 2023 was the year of profitability, then 2024 is going to be the year of cash flow. That is the expectations for Reklaim in 2024. And of course, says he backs it up with 35% insider ownership. So with all that good news, what is the bear case? What are the red flags for Reklaim right now? And to be fair, I bring up this slide, but believe it or not, I am never and have never been as scared from a bear like this than I would be from a bear like this. This is the truly dangerous grizzly bear out there. So what is the bear case for Reklaim? Share dilution. There's been a lot of share dilution, right? And there's going to be more share dilution, as I believe they've committed to paying down that debt with more share dilution. Go read their MD&A. It's very good. It's 29 pages long though, so there is a lot to read there. They give you a lot of great information, as well as I like to focus here on the 9 or 12-month numbers like Reklaim asks us to do. I think that's fair. You could see the increase in revenue. You could see the massive increase in gross margin. There's a lot of good numbers here. General and administrative expenses are down. Basically, all expenses are down. So good work. The bear case, the only thing I found that was really a problem is when I started to dig deeper into these numbers, I saw a gross margin number of $736,000 and a total operating expense number of $733,000, which made me wonder, I thought they were really profitable this quarter. So how come their expenses are almost as high as their gross margin? $530,000 of net income doesn't really line up with these numbers. So what happened? Other income. So Reklaim had other income that relates to a gain on the settlement of a dispute regarding payables from a former vendor. The amounts resulted in the recapture of expenses that the company had previously expensed in its cost of services. Not a big problem, but something to be aware of. They had previous expenses that they have now recovered. But what that changes here potentially is that your losses maybe in Q4 of 2022 maybe weren't quite as low. However, the income in Q3 of 2023 maybe shouldn't have been quite so high. Now, look, I'm not saying anything negative about the company. This is not a huge red flag. They recovered these expenses. It is net income. Everything done here is correct. I'm not saying this is bad at all. All I'm saying is that if you're researching this stock, this slide here is a little bit misleading because you could look at that trend line and you look at that and think, oh my gosh, what's next, right? What's the next quarter going to be? What's the next year going to be? It looks like it's going up in a straight line when maybe it's not quite growing that fast in net income, right? We need to go continue to watch this stock. Do I like Reklaim Ltd? Am I bullish or am I bearish on this company and this stock? I'm bullish on Reklaim Ltd, so it's being added to my watch list so I can look for a couple things that I want to see improvement on. Dilution, right? Year over year dilution was 20%. There might be a little bit more in the future as they continue to pay off debt. Maybe they need some capital. I don't know. That's something to consider. Net income may not be as high as we think or as high as investors think because of that one-off expense that got recovered. So maybe people are disappointed on the next quarter when net income isn't $1 or $2 million or some unreasonably high number, right? The technicals are strong for this company. I'm bullish. The main reason that I'm bullish on Reklaim is this industry. What they're doing has potential. Very much a boom or bust stock, kind of high risk. But if you look at the data out there, if you look at how data is captured, how big companies need to change what they're doing, how Reklaim as a small microcap stock is sneaking in there with the product that they have, there's potential there. I really think there's potential there. You cannot research Reklaim without researching this industry, and I expect to do more research on both moving forward with some of my videos. My big thing here too is Reklaim Ltd at an inflection point, and that's always what I'm looking for, right? As a microcap investor, I'm looking for what's going to change, what's going to be better for this company in 2024 than it was in 2023. And this is a very simple slide here to show you, right? The revenue is steadily increasing, operating expenses have been steadily decreasing, and you get that change where they are, even though I've shown you they're maybe not quite as profitable as some people think they are, they still are becoming profitable. They still are finally bringing in cash. And that brings me to my final point, because I typically look for SMART goals, right? People are tired of hearing this from me: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely goals. To build trust with a company, make sure that they give you specific SMART goals, make sure they achieve them, right? For Reklaim, a big one of those things is that the CEO said cash flow positive in 2024 and net income positive in 2024. Let's see if that happens. Let's keep watching. Let's see if they can do it. If they can, this stock has a lot of potential. Your time is important to you, and you've just spent it with me. So thank you. Do not forget, I have a free Discord down below where you could join and talk about some of these great little microcap stocks with a whole bunch of us investors, as well as I have a Patreon, whether you would like to support this channel or get a lot of member-only perks like early access to videos and some other fantastic stuff. Go take a look at my Patreon. Thank you again. We'll see you soon.